We're here because we care about Vietnam export. And we're here in Da Nang because this is going to be the export center of Vietnam.
You know, if you're in Vietnam and want to know about business, actually, if you're anywhere and want to know about business, you might want to check out Tom Peng. He doesn't fuck around. Yeah, Tom Peng. He's A-okay. Peace.
All right, hello everybody.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. So this morning we learned a lot about RCEP from Mr. Yin. Did we learn a lot? Yeah, right? So Vietnam is so smart because we are in so many different trade agreements. RCEP, CPTPP, they make us very, very competitive. So when we sell Vietnamese products internationally, they don't have to pay a lot of tax. It's like when you buy a car made in Thailand, you don't have to pay a lot of tax. But if you buy a car from the United States, it's very expensive. You have to pay three times the value of the car. So it's actually really crazy because I'm actually from Canada. In Canada, Jeep is cheaper than Honda. But here, Jeep is 3 times the price of Honda. Like, I don't get it. I think I go back to Canada, I'm gonna buy 3 Jeep. That's what tariffs can do to the price of goods. And Vietnam is so smart. We're in so many different trade agreements to make our products competitive. My name is Tom Peng. I'm the CEO of Mediastep Software. And last week, we had a grand opening in Da Nang. So we have about, I think, 75 employees in Da Nang right now. Most of them are IT, and that's what I want to talk about too. Da Nang is becoming a center for IT. So many IT companies are here, FPT, that's the only one I can think of. And us. So a lot of IT companies are coming to Da Nang to open. And today we're here, me and Mr. Lam, Ms. Yun, we're here because we care about Vietnam export. And we're here in Da Nang because this is going to be the export center of Vietnam. Let me give you some numbers. In 2030, by 2030, 29 million tons of cargo will go through Da Nang. And by 2045, 80% of cargo will go through Da Nang. You know what this means? You know what this means? Da Nang is gonna be a major economic center in Vietnam. It's gonna parallel Ho Chi Minh and Hanoi. And Haiphong. So what this means is that it's going to bring a lot of prosperity to people and businesses here in Da Nang. Over the next 15, 20 years, as RCEP and PCPP, as the tariffs go down, all this wealth, all this money is going to flow through Da Nang. Han River, right? The Han, it's like money flowing. It's like Han River, money flowing through Da Nang, like the Han River. There's going to be so much money, so much money. You have to fight through the money. You understand me? So when you grow up, I say this because I look at the audience and there are many young faces. Many young faces, when you grow up, your grandchild is going to ask you, Grandma, Granddad, when all this money was flowing through Da Nang, when Da Nang was going through the biggest, prosperity, where were you? What did you do? What are you gonna say? Are you gonna tell them, well, I sat on my ass and I picked my nose? Yeah? Yes, no? No, I hope not. I hope not. And in the next 10, 20 years, Vietnam is going to transform into a very wealthy nation. And the reason why we're here, the reason why we're all here, because we want to understand how we take advantage of this opportunity so we can benefit from this unstoppable trend. I want to talk about some of the reasons why this is unstoppable, why this transformation to massive wealth in Vietnam is unstoppable. Well, the first reason is the US-China trade war. Everybody know about that, right? Over the last 2-3 years, US and China, they're having a trade war. And for US businesses to import from China, they have to pay up to 25% in taxes. So what does that mean? International businesses in China, they're like, hey, maybe we should not do business in China anymore. But we cannot entirely leave China yet because their supply chain is there. So what do we do? Do you know what they do? They come to Vietnam. That's right. So they have this China plus one strategy. They're still in China, but they're moving some of the operation, the manufacturing to Vietnam. And China, Vietnam very close. They can still, benefit from the Chinese supply chain. So I don't want to go through the numbers, but you know that foreign investment in Vietnam is increasing over the last few years. Right? The second reason why Vietnam is going to go through a massive wealth change, again, has to do with China. Right? China is still the only country in the world today that still lock down entire cities. And they have some really bad policies that scare foreign investment. It's pushing even more businesses to come to Vietnam. This is good for Vietnam. That's why I say the time is now. The place is here. Now we got to take advantage of this. And this morning, Mr. Yin talked about RCEP and TCPP. These are so important trade agreements. This is going to make Vietnam very competitive. And finally, another reason why Vietnam is going to be an export center of the world and driving a lot of wealth is because I bought an electric car from VinFast. What? What are you talking about? So I bought a VinFast E34 electric car, I think about 2 months ago. I love that car. I love it. It's a quality product. It drives like so smooth, so quiet, and actually pretty fast. I love it. I talk about it in YouTube. I talk about it in TikTok. But more importantly, Vietnam can make this product. This means that Vietnam has a very robust supply chain. You can make anything here in Vietnam. We have the talent, we have the labor force, and we have the supply chain, the materials, the parts. And also because we're so close to China, we also have access to their supply chain. So it makes it even easier to manufacture products here. Those are the global reasons why Vietnam is going to generate a lot of wealth. But let's also talk specifically about Da Nang. So why makes Da Nang special? Why are we here? One, livability. Da Nang is the most livable city in Vietnam. Everybody agree? Yeah, everybody agree. I love Da Nang. I'm from Ho Chi Minh. I live in Ho Chi Minh. It takes me 45 minutes just to drive to work. Right? It's crazy. Here, the world's just so wide. When I drive down Da Nang Road, I feel like I'm the king. Right? And also around Da Nang, there's many UNESCO heritage sites. Hoi An, Hue, My Sen Sanctuary. We're surrounded by beauty. It's a great place to live. That's why it drives talent. Talent want to come here. That's why we have an office here. And anybody here, welcome to visit our office. I'm really proud of our office. It's really nice. Right? And also the cost of living in Da Nang is so much cheaper than Ho Chi Minh. Higher quality of life, cheaper livings. It just makes sense. Another reason why Da Nang is going to be very successful is the labor force. We have talented people, young people. Look at the room. Look around you. Ambitious young people that want to do export. There's like 44 vocational schools around Da Nang, 3 international schools. So we have highly educated people in Da Nang that are ready for the workforce. And finally, we have great infrastructure. Right? I already mentioned we have really wide roads. We have an airport that's very close by. And we have a seaport. Recently, the Da Nang to Quang Nai Highway just opened, like making access to the region a lot easier, convenient, faster. And the seaport will expand. Like I said, in the next 15, 20 years, it's going to be the largest seaport in Vietnam. So all those reasons make Da Nang the right place to be, especially if you want to do international trading, if you want to do export. And I guess that's why we're here. How many here do manufacturing? Nobody. Oh, some. Oh, okay, good. You're like, I don't know what I do. Okay, what about international trade? Anybody already do international trade? Yeah, okay. How many already export?
Có bao nhiêu người đã
Oh, you. Me. Okay, great, excellent. And you're in the right place. A great quality of life, and you're doing business, and you're making money. Like, what's better than that? Mr. Yin this morning said something like, learning is useless without implementation. I agree with him wholeheartedly. If you sit here all day and you go home and nothing changed, then you have wasted your entire day. So what I want you to do, you need to take something from today, and tomorrow you're gonna take action. You gotta take action. You gotta do something about what you learned today. And I'm gonna give you a few things maybe you can take action on. So first, if you are thinking about doing international trade, if you're thinking about exporting, the first thing I want you to think about is finding customers, okay? It's not, how do I do shipping? It's not about, like, how do I take money from foreigners? It's not about, like, what are the rules of RCEP and TPCPP? Those things are not important. Well, actually, no, not true. They are important. But if you don't have customers, none of those things matter. So if you want to get into international trade, the first thing you do is find international buyers. You gotta have a buyer first. And then you figure out how to get the money and how to do certification and how to do shipping and what RCEP rules apply, right? And you'll realize it's actually really easy because what you'll find is that, oh, the buyer doesn't have to pay any taxes. Great. So always find the customers first. So traditionally, people go to exhibitions. Like they go overseas, they go to exhibitions to find international buyers. In Vietnam, the largest exhibition is called Vietnam Expo. When was Vietnam Expo? April, right? Last month, 2 months ago. We were there. We fly to Ho Chi Minh. We put 40 people in hotels. We rent a booth. We put a beautiful display. The whole thing cost me about 600 million. All right? And a lot of exporters do the same. Have you been to exhibitions? Yeah, you know what I mean. And sometimes you find the buyer, sometimes you don't, right? Yeah.
Around just 10%. Like 100 customers come to the fair.
Yeah.
Come to our stand.
Yes.
And then we just got around 10.
10, right? 100 people go to her booth, only 10 are interested. Actually, that's pretty good. 10% is amazing, right?
Yeah.
Now she's like, how do you do it? She's like, how do you get 10%? Right?
Like just potential customer.
Potential, right?
The one who are really order, it's just around 5 or
5%? What happened in the last 2 years? That's good, that's good. What happened in the last 2 years? Yeah, we all still remember COVID, right? I look around the room, like half the people don't wear masks anymore. You're not scared of COVID anymore. But because of COVID, people can't travel. They don't go to exhibitions anymore. How do they find international buyers?
online.
Online e-commerce. Yeah, that's really the only way to find a lot of international buyers. Put your products online, let the international buyer find you, or you do marketing so that they see your products. And the reason why we're here is because we are a partner of Alibaba.com, and Alibaba.com is the world's number one international trading platform. We want to become Alibaba partner in Vietnam because for us it's about nation building. We want a strong Vietnam. We want Vietnam to have a lot of export. That's why we do this. That's why we're here. That's why we speak with such passion. So today, if you want to find international buyers, go online. Customers can find you 24/7. Doing international trade, is it risky or not risky? Less risk or more risk? Compared to, say, domestic, more risk, less risk? High? You think international trade, high risk, right? Everybody say that, but it's not true. Oh, why? Okay, yeah, I will tell you. Because you know, when international buyer buy your product, they will say, I want to make this, but I want to put my own brand on it. And I want you to send me 2 containers. And then you agree on the price, and they send you 30% money. International wire transfer to your bank account, 30% first. You haven't made anything yet. They just pay you 30%, you haven't made anything. Is that right? Am I lying? Yes. So after you get 30%, you start making the product. After you finish, they have to pay you 100% before you ship it out. Am I right or wrong?
Remaining payment against bill. They have to pay first and then we give them the document or release the book.
Yes, she knows. So if you want to know anything about international export, please ask her. But she agreed. So if you think about it, that's no risk. If you do business inside Vietnam, most of the time you send the product out and you wait for the money and the money doesn't come and you keep on calling them. When you send the money, 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 when you send the money. And anybody's gone through that before? And anyone done that? Yes! That does not happen with international trade. So that lowers your risk, right? Agree? Lower your risk. Yes, no? Yes, no? They don't know. They're not sure. That cannot be true. Does it lower your risk or increase your risk? What? They're still thinking?
But
when we send the shipment to the overseas, after that they not accept our shipment.
But they pay you already. They pay you already.
No, because some the Incoterm FOB or CIS.
Yeah.
So if we ship by CIS, so we get rich, high rich. If ship by CIS.
Well, then you have to pick the right terms. You have to pick the right terms. And generally in international trade, the standard is they pay first. If they don't do that, don't do business with them, because that's the standard, right? So they always pay first before you ship. If you order products from China to sell in Vietnam, you understand what I'm talking about. If you buy products from Alibaba and sell in Vietnam, you understand what I'm talking about. You have to pay them first before they ship. And also, because you don't have to make the products, you have no inventory. You don't have to make the products first. You don't need a warehouse. If you do domestic trade, you gotta make the products, put in the warehouse. And if nobody wanna buy it, is that high risk or low risk?
High.
High, right. If you don't have to make the product, you only make it when they pay you, is that high risk or low risk?
Low.
Okay, yes, congratulations. Good, good. So international trade actually lowers your risk. Everybody should be doing international trade. You have an opinion? Yeah.
But I think it's also difficult for different customers who can buy our product.
Okay, so, have you heard of this website called Alibaba.com? Okay, all right. So that we can help you with that. You have to be seen. If nobody sees your product, they will not buy it. And we live in an internet age. It's very easy for us to share information with people. 30 years ago, if you want to find international buyer, how do you do it? You can't. You can only go to trade exhibitions because you cannot find them, they cannot find you. Today, because of the internet, it's a lot easier to share what you can do with people. So take advantage of e-commerce, take advantage of online. If you know how to use those tools, you're going to sell. We work with a lot of Vietnamese businesses that want to export internationally. We see all the challenges. When I say that, actually there are a lot of successful companies too. We work with companies that sell 2-3 containers a month, generate more than $1 million in sales. But we also see the problems. So one of the biggest problems is communication, right? Because if you want to deal with international buyers, they're not going to speak Vietnamese. They're going to speak probably English, because English is the international language of trade. So you gotta have people that can speak English, that you can trust, and not stupid. All of those are important. So you need people to help you communicate with the international buyer. They have to help you write the product description. They have to help you build the website. They have to help you answer questions from buyers, potential buyers. Hire people like that. Hire English-speaking people that study international trade from universities. There are a lot of them here. Hire 3 or 4 of them. Don't rely on one person because you have no idea what they're saying to the customer. Makes sense? Our company can also help you with that. We have a team of about 40 service agents that can help you communicate. So again, I emphasize the reason why we're here is because we understand the potential of Vietnam becoming a very wealthy nation through export. And a lot of that will happen in Da Nang. Inevitable. You know, like Thanos, like, it's inevitable. It's gonna happen. That's why we partner with Alibaba.com. Well, we know this is gonna happen. Let's partner with the biggest e-commerce company in the world and make Vietnamese export happen. My call to action for you today, you must take one idea. Go back to your office and implement it. Knowledge without action is useless. Take action and see what happens. Thank you very much.